Hey, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Replay. Last time around, we were in pursuit of Sephiroth, and we made our way through some caves, through the ice and snow, got to Icicle Inn, snowboarded our way down a ginormous hill, mostly off camera, because I was not very good at it, and found our way onto the Great Glacier, which we also eventually traversed with the help of an experienced climber, who gave us some tips on scaling Gaia's Cliff, which we also did, beat up a monster, and we are ready to emerge into the most desolate, northernmost reaches of the northern continent. Let's get to it. So this is where we fought Schizo, the dragon with two heads. One last cliff to ascend. That's over the edge. A cutscene! Within this whirlwind, we see already a significant collection of life stream. Because from what we learned at Icicle Inn, we know this is where the calamity from the skies impacted the planet thousands of years ago, and the planet drew spirit energy or life stream there to try to heal that wound. And it hasn't been able to, which is why the surrounding region is so desolate, because there's no spirit energy to sustain life. But it also means that Shinra thinks this is the promised land, where they can build a new Midgar and profit from the abundance of Mako. And again, I dig this music. Yeah, an old crater, something crashed here. Spirit energy, planet healing the wound. Tifa, is this the promised land? It's so sad. Cloud reminds us Sephiroth is probably here, who wants to use this energy to summon Meteor, to cause an even greater wound, whose energy he can steal to basically become a god. We're going to try to keep that from happening. As we run into the crater. Black Cloak guy. Man, the music is so great. It's like a dark reprise or reprise of the overworld theme. That's sweet, Tifa. We've lost so much, but let's be careful not to lose each other, too. Yes, let's. Oh no! Come back, Black Cloaked guy. You have so much to live for. This dude happens to be a merchant. Cool. We could actually use some stuff. What does Cloud see? Yep, here comes Shinra. They got the airship working. Rufus is like, oh, I finally found it. Really? Did you? Did you find it, or did we do all the work and you just happened to know because Elena fell down a hill in Icicle Inn? Scarlet and Heidegger are excited. They found the Promised Land. Hojo is having a giggle fit. So we've heard mention of the reunion before from Sephiroth and Hojo back on the beach in Costa del Sol, but now he proclaims this is where the reunion is going to happen. Says they will all gather here, and he wonders if we'll see Sephiroth. So we know Reunion is connected to Jenova. We know Jenova crashed here. And we know that Jenova used to be located at the Nibelheim reactor, which is where Cloud had a confrontation with Sephiroth. After that, something happened. The town was rebuilt. Hojo experimented on people around there, and those experiments created or did something to the people in the black cloaks. Presumably something connected with Jenova. I don't remember exactly when the game tells us what that is. The wind is so strong. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So we're going to wait for it to die down and then run. Nice. And that is a whole heaping load of people in black cloaks. Ow. It knocks us into a fight. Again? Really? There's gotta be something I'm missing here. Okay, we made it. There's gotta be something buggy with that. This is interesting. You've done well. Join me below, says Sephiroth. You've arrived. Our reunion is imminent. But before you can join, you'll need to let go of them. Cloud, sticking up for his friends. I will help you. That's not going to be good. He comes down again, just like he did with Aerith. This is new. We didn't fight Sephiroth at this point in the original, so this must be a mod tweak. And I think I know where they're going with it. His sword seems to be a little glitchy. Let's save that limit break, because I think something's coming after this. This is the end of this form's usefulness, is the full sentence. Yup, it's Jenova. Nuclear pores. Consult a dermatologist. Oh, come on. Alright, we're gonna try that again. Just gonna try to burn her down. Yes! Oh, that was a hard fight. Whew. Intense. Oh, look at all that XP and AP though. Good stuff. Yeah, it wasn't Sephiroth, it was Jenova. Is Cloud gonna explain it to us? He's using Jenova's reunion. Chasing an imposter. As Tifa asks the pertinent question, where is the real Sephiroth? And Cloud can apparently sense him here, just beyond this point. He's been controlling Jenova and its reunion to get the black materia. And Cloud doesn't know what's happened to him, but whatever it is, he can't leave this place to find it himself. And we recover the black materia. So, from the bits and pieces we've had here and there, we know Jenova is an extraterrestrial life form that appeared thousands of years ago, stopped by the Cetra. It could shapeshift. It could take on the appearance of people around them. It could also infect those people and control them and prevent them, maybe, from going back into the life stream. We know that Sephiroth was created as part of the Jenova project. And so Hojo was trying to recreate somebody who had the power of the Ancients. And they didn't know, or at least Professor Gast, who started the research, initially didn't know that Jenova was not an Ancient. So, some sort of experimentation with Jenova produced Sephiroth. We know he had an encounter. Once he found this all out and read about the experiments that were done on them, he turned against Shinra, kind of lost his mind, and somehow was stopped. But we don't know exactly what happened after Cloud confronted him from Cloud's flashback. And we know Cloud has something going on where he's connected with Sephiroth, connected with Jenova, doesn't quite remember everything. Shinra moved Jenova, or most of its body, it was missing its head at the time, from the Nibelheim reactor to the Shinra building. After Cloud and company were imprisoned trying to rescue Aerith, they found that Jenova had broken out of the enclosure that was in. And that Sephiroth apparently killed President Shinra. So, putting all of this together, Jenova broke out, but took the form of Sephiroth. And so the Sephiroth, or the Sephiroths plural, that the party has been pursuing, hasn't been the real Sephiroth, at least not his body. It has been Jenova, shapeshifted to look like Sephiroth. And that's why every encounter they've had with Sephiroth, well, not every encounter, most of the encounters have turned into a Jenova fight, because they fought the portion of Jenova that was masquerading as Sephiroth. And what Cloud thinks is going on is that the real Sephiroth has been stuck or trapped here in the northern crater, but has been using his will to control Jenova, or control the Jenova cells. So he's been using Jenova as his avatar, to go out and commit mischief puts too funny a spin on it, but to go out in the world, find the black materia, and do all of this. So Sephiroth can control Jenova, and, well, period. That's one thing. The other thing, which is Hojo's theory, is that because of the way Jenova works as a life form, if any part of it is separated from the main body, it will make its way back to the main body. That is the reunion. We know that Hojo experimented with people after the Nibelheim incident 5 years ago, presumably doing something with Jenova. And so the reason all these black-cloaked people are also pursuing Sephiroth, or the portion of Jenova everybody thought was Sephiroth, is that they're trying to get back to the main body. Yeah, that's a lot. Let's keep going. Cloud says Sephiroth can't do anything without Jenova because they just killed Jenova. But did they really kill Jenova? Oh, okay. So if they can kill the real Sephiroth before Jenova recovers, that'll be the end of it. Or will it? Tifa makes the excellent point. We know that Sephiroth has some control over Cloud. Cloud, therefore, should not hold on to the black materia. Someone should keep it safe. But the nose never lies. Yeah, we don't trust Ketchi. Yuffie won't take it. Sid won't take it. Vincent won't take it. I guess we gotta go with Barrett. He's not really our last choice. He just happens to be the last person we talk to. Yet, Barrett, the pressure's on. Just try not to read anything into the fact that Cloud is giving the black materia to the only black man in the party. And we are going in first. You guys keep the black materia. And we got an upgrade. Maybe we'll do that if it lets us. Yes, we can save. Barrett will take care of it. Leveling up and saving accomplished. Onward. Oh, really? Another one of these? At least this one doesn't seem to be glitched yet, he said, jinxing it. Yep. Come on. Totally had that. Ha! Made it. Whew. Here we go. With white flash. It says Sephiroth is near. Anything can happen. Just how powerful is Sephiroth? Nibelheim. A dream? An illusion? Good questions. An illusion made by Sephiroth, Cloud thinks. Nothing to be afraid of. Or is there? Flashing back. Two Shinra soldiers, but the soldier first class shown here is not Cloud, although he does have equally ridiculous hair. Tifa tells Sephiroth to stop. We know at this point Sephiroth had asked about returning to his hometown, what it felt like, but Sephiroth doesn't have a hometown, so he doesn't know. Tifa Tifa reassures Cloud that it's an illusion, and that he shouldn't worry about it, and that they can talk about it later. But what is there to talk about? Tifa. Back to the desolation of Nibelheim. Cloud thinks he knows what's up. Sephiroth is going to show us a different soldier first class. And here he is. Tifa's sensei, Zangan. Everything playing out just like in Cloud's flashback, except Cloud is not there. Cloud says, yeah, it's hard to watch, but as long as we know it's an illusion, we'll be okay. I like that Red's instinct is to go help out, and then he remembers they're in an illusion. Good dog. Good cat. Good lab rat dog. Cloud is defiant, even though the illusion seems to say that Cloud was not in Nibelheim 5 years ago. And Sephiroth decides to join the party. Cloud says he knows what happened. He remembers the heat of the fire, the pain. Is that so? You're just a puppet. None of the memories you claim to have even belong to you. You haven't felt such pain. How can there be any meaning in those memories? Sephiroth claims that this is the reality, and Cloud needs to accept who he really is. Tifa has nothing to say. Sephiroth says he wants Cloud to realize his true self. The true Cloud that's going to give him back the black materia. Who would have thought that one of Hojo's failed experiments could prove so useful? So after Sephiroth disappeared 5 years ago, Hojo began experimenting to try and create a replacement. And we know that Sephiroth was created through experimentation with Jenova. Sephiroth says Hojo tried to create that replacement using what was left of the town's inhabitants. All he could make were puppets, mindless entities lost in Jenova cells, his own pitiful hubris, and Mako. So Sephiroth is describing the black-caped or black-cloaked figures that we've seen, people who were experimented on with Jenova and Mako. That's worth pointing out, in case you don't remember, in case you aren't such a nerd about this as I am, that members of Soldier are stronger and able to use materia. They're more powerful due to being infused with Mako. And that comes at the cost of a reduced lifespan. Although that, I don't remember if that part is made explicit here. It is in the remake. So Sephiroth claims that Cloud is one of those experiments. But he wasn't given a number like all the other experiments. Tifa seems very concerned about this. points out that she and Cloud share some memories, which prove that he's real. Growing up together, the promise out at the water tower, that if he ever became a soldier, that he would come back and rescue her if she needed rescuing. Sephiroth points out, well said, Tifa is afraid of what, I wonder? Oh, does Tifa have a secret? It's true he sometimes doesn't know who he is, and there are gaps in his memory. But they both have memories of what happened in Nibelheim, and in their childhood. They can't let him take anything else away from them. Cloud, Strife of Nibelheim, Soldier First Class. Who's the imposter, then? And Tifa says, no, that's not true. I don't know, Tifa. I think if there's something you need to say, you should probably say it now. Cloud, don't blame Tifa. Jenova has the power to shape memory. That's a little new. And inside of you, those cells have created memories from others. So Cloud was, according to Sephiroth, Cloud was experimented on with Jenova. Stole the memories from someone else and reshaped them to fashion an identity for himself. And from Tifa's memory. She does seem like she's hiding something. Oh, and the ultimate demeaning, Cloud, excuse me, you never had a name. I think it's starting to sink in. Do you remember the picture they took before heading up Mount Nebel? Cloud, Tifa, and Sephiroth. I just like to imagine that Sephiroth is doing air quotes here. Like big bad villain, perhaps Cloud believes he remembers too. Cloud's in denial here. Of course, we don't know that Sephiroth is telling the truth. But in the picture, we have black spiky-haired man, Tifa, and Sephiroth, not Cloud. Cloud still says the truth is in his memory. He saw his mother, he saw the townspeople. He went into Tifa's room, looked in her drawers. They slept at the inn, went to the reactor. This is his first mission after becoming first class. But when did he join Soldier? How did he join Soldier? Why doesn't he remember? We didn't have to worry about that because... real mind screw happening. Meanwhile, at the very center, Shinra didn't have to go through all those wind barriers with lightning because they had a freaking airship. It's fine. It's fine. We got through it. Not a big deal. Scarlet says, look at all the Mako. Crystallized. We can see some giant creatures encased in the materia, and something special connected to it all up top there. Rufus says, duh, it's the Promised Land. Hojo is skeptical. He doesn't see Sephiroth and therefore thinks it's a waste. Some top-rate sciencing there's, Hojo. Second-rate scientist. Oh, snap. Rufus throwing shade. Really, Scarlet? You don't see the giant creatures? We saw an eye blink. Hojo says they really do exist. He didn't believe the report, referring to the report we saw back in Icicle Inn on Professor Gast's computer. And what did Gast talk about? Weapon. Giant monsters the planet created to try and fight off Jenova, except Jenova took control of them. What a surprise, Hojo never filed Gast's report. It's in his head, though. Yeah, Hojo's probably in breach of contract. Oh, is Barrett starting to worry? Can't be good. What's up, Tifa? There's a Whirlwind, everyone disappeared. I will point out again that there is no speaker name in the dialog box. Subtle clue from the UI. Barrett rushes off to help. It's an illusion. All to get the black materia there. And if Sephiroth wants the black materia there, prepare a solution to clear out the giant weapons. Good luck with that, buddy. Illusion ends, and Cloud, Tifa, and Red are there. Cloud knows why he's there. To kill Sephiroth, right? This is where where the reunion occurs. And again, no matter what we do on the controller, we can't really control Cloud. He just keeps moving towards Barrett. I really like that connection between our experience as the player and what's happening to Cloud narratively. Cloud, we know, is being influenced or controlled, and he can't do anything about it, and neither can we. Don't do it, Barrett. Don't give him the black materia. Thanks, everyone. He has enough control to say that he's sorry. So Cloud believes Sephiroth's story. He doesn't think he's the real Cloud. So Tifa is in despair, and Hojo is just like, fun! What's happening? His experiment was a success, all that he cares about. Doesn't even have a number. But he'd really like one. Hojo praises him for making it here, and then immediately berates him as a failure. Hojo's gonna explain. A lot of exposition this episode. Sephiroth vanished. He devised an experiment to test a theory about Jenova, so that fits with Sephiroth's story. Fragments would eventually reunite at Jenova's nucleus. He used survivors of Nibelheim and basically put Jenova cells in them. And they eventually started all saying reunion. He thought they would gather in Midgar, because that's where he moved Jenova's body. But the body began to move, called somewhere else. It was shapeshifted into Sephiroth's form. Hojo figured out that Sephiroth had overwhelmed Jenova. Sephiroth, who was himself experimented on, took control of Jenova. Was able to exercise his will through Jenova's body, meaning that the reunion, all the experiments with Jenova's cells were being called to the northern crater, which means that's got to be where the nucleus of Jenova is. And if Sephiroth's in control, Cloud, was also pursuing Sephiroth, and he thought it was because he wanted revenge for Nibelheim. But because Cloud was also experimented on or injected with Jenova cells, Sephiroth had some control over him. And so the question is, was the pull that he felt really his own memory and his desire to get revenge for what Sephiroth did? Or was he just being controlled and manipulated as part of the reunion? Cloud asks himself, or says to himself, I wasn't pursuing Sephiroth. He was being summoned. Starting to doubt his feelings. Believing that he really is a puppet. Let me see you. Let me join the reunion. Oh, Cloud. And there's the real Sephiroth. Or half of him. Encased in materia at the center of it all. His mind controlling Jenova to act as his body. But he couldn't join the live stream, and neither could anyone else infected by Jenova. But somehow Sephiroth was able to travel the live stream all the way to the biggest gathering of the live stream at the northern crater in the center of the wound caused when Jenova impacted the planet thousands of years ago. Of course, we don't know where his bottom half went. I think Tifa's got the right idea. Hojo needs a slap upside the face because if Sephiroth gets the black materia, he's going to summon Meteor, and that's not good. Everything is going to die. Technically, Tifa, I think Sephiroth said everything is going to become a part of him. Rufus actually makes a good point. Get out of there. Could it be that Shinra and Avalanche are going to join forces? Barret pleads with Cloud, don't do it! Cloud tries to get away. But he can't. Sephiroth has the black materia. There go the weapons. Their designs are really cool, like these biomechanical monsters. We hear the cries of the planet. Tifa is unconscious, has a vision of Cloud walking into the darkness. And now we found out she knew something and didn't tell him, didn't want to tell him. I forgot about this. We get a Tifa flashback. A groggy Cloud shows up at the Sector 7 station. Tifa, being a good Samaritan, goes to help out. Cloud seems to remember Tifa. Not without some brain shocks there, though. And then she recognizes him. We gotta remember, she hadn't seen him. So we can assume this is right before the start of the game. I don't know how far before. Is it a year before, a couple of months before? But we know she hasn't seen him since at least the Nibelheim incident, although depending on who we believe and how much of what we believe, she may not have seen him since the promise at the water tower when they were kids. Cloud says, I saw you 5 years ago. Tifa just says it's been a really long time. 7 years, not 5. He told her at that time that he had joined Soldier, quit Shinra after what happened in Nibelheim, and then started working as a mercenary. Looked like Cloud, sounded like Cloud. But the way he moved, gestured, the things he talked about, she said she did not see him in Nibelheim during the Sephiroth incident. But he seems to know everything about it. Almost. She should have said something. Yeah, you probably should have, Tifa. But then Cloud told her he was going far away. So this must be he was working as a mercenary before he actually took the job with Avalanche. And she didn't want him to leave. She wanted more time to try and figure out what was going on. So I told you about Avalanche to keep you close by. It's a little manipulative, even if it's for a good reason. In my opinion. This is kind of cool. So if you wake up after you've been asleep for a while and it's bright out, the light hurts your eyes. It seems very bright, and the game is replicating that. to really put us in Tifa's shoes. When we had been in clouds for so long. Hungry. Yeah. A boatload of exposition and emotional ups and downs will do that to you. Cloud's not there. We know the center of the crater, center of the crater collapsed. Cloud was there with Sephiroth. The airship barely made it out. It does not bode well. Barrett confirms everything collapsed. Cloud's probably at the bottom of the crater. Is he still alive, Tifa? She was out for a week. What could possibly have changed in just a week? According to Barrett, all hell's breaking loose. People are saying it's the end. Can't get to Sephiroth because the crater is protected by a barrier. Weapon, or weapons, are on a rampage. We saw them leave the crater. Thank you, Barrett. Those big-ass dudes that came out of the crater are wreaking havoc. Weapon is protecting Sephiroth. Well, remember, Jenova took control of Weapon. Sephiroth controls Jenova, so... Shinra is actually fighting them. It is kind of interesting that Barrett compliments Rufus here after being so anti-Shinra for so long. Not that Rufus having Shinra fight Weapon redeems all of the company's misdeeds, but it's an interesting turn. What about Meteor? So they're in Junon. Meteor is up in the sky. And even Barrett doesn't know if they should give up. Hi, Rufus. Interesting that the Turks theme is playing here instead of the Shinra theme. Rufus says Meteor's been summoned, it's all over. So there's no need for you now. Actually, there's one use. What do you think, folks? Is it going to be a good use? Is it going to be altruistic? Is he going to give them a vacation? They tried. So Shinra's going to send them all expenses paid to Costa del Sol so they can relax. Coincidentally, Heidegger comes in and says preparations for the public execution are complete. Rufus, expressing his opinion of the masses, says people are ignorant, they'll feel better when there's someone to be punished, someone to blame, a scapegoat. Yeah, Barrett takes back his praise. I agree. Remember, folks, this game was made in the 90s. Those are old-fashioned CRT monitors on the desks. Fancy flat screens were not a thing, or at least not a widespread thing. Hey, is that soldier playing Galaga? Trooper, I should say. That was a lot. We're gonna save and call it a session. A lot of exposition, a lot of momentous events there. For those of you who aren't familiar with the story, what do you think? Do you think Cloud is really Cloud? Was really Cloud? Is he still alive? I don't know. But it's twisty, and I like that about this story. I like the complexity, the things that keep you guessing. Yes, I was having this discussion with somebody earlier today at work. There aren't really any new stories. A lot of the tropes, and even the cliches, we're so familiar with now. It's hard to really come up with things that are surprising, twists that are unexpected. And in that environment, it's the way you execute those twists, it's the nuances, it's the little details of it that are what bring artistry to the storytelling process and to the gameplay process. Again, in my opinion, and yes, I am a nerd, I really like this game, I'm willing to excuse a lot of its faults because of the nostalgia I have for it, because of the things I think are legitimately good about it. Anyway, we'll dig more into that next time. For now, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed playing through this again, despite the crazy wind walls, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. See you then. Bye.